Hey, everybody, it's Andy Woodhull from the Backyard Hang podcast. And before we get into today's excellent episode, just want to give you a reminder, get over there on YouTube, follow us, share our videos, do the same on TikTok, do the same on Instagram. We're putting a lot of time into getting clips and videos posted on there. So go check it out, help us out. Let's, I don't know. You got to do it. Come on. It's fun.
I thought you go along guy still have Hershey Kiss in my mouth.
Good morning.
What's up, dude? We're back. Now I gotta chew it.
What's in your mouth?
Or Hershey Kiss. I like to suck on my Hershey Kisses.
Disgusting.
Y'all suck on your Hershey Kisses?
No.
I suck on it.
You say
You
suck
guys
on
both
it.
suck your Hershey's Kisses?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think everybody does.
You melt it
No,
down.
you chew them.
No, you eat it like
it's
you
a
kiss.
piece of chocolate.
That's why they call it a kiss, because you suck on it.
You suck when you kiss?
Tommy sucks
Yeah.
tongues. Tommy's out there sucking tongues.
You got to get that carbon dioxide. Is it carbon dioxide?
Whatever's coming out, it's going into you.
What do you guys do with hugs?
What's
Are
a
they still
hug?
making
No, I
hugs?
ain't eating a
Is
hug.
a hug-
That's some bullshit.
Is the hug the white one?
Yeah, they were making white ones and calling them hugs.
I
for a
throw
while.
those straight in the trash. I
Yeah,
don't
white
want
chocolates.
I don't need a
garbage.
hug.
anything to do. No, can I tell you, most of the days you do need a hug.
I'm in this business. I got this dark chocolate I like,
Uh-huh.
and
Which dark chocolate you like?
it's the XOXO.
Okay, the pornographic one.
And then
Tic-tac-toe
Everett likes
brand.
a Dove dark chocolate.
The soap company?
But it is, yeah.
It floats. You can
Is that
carve it.
soap?
I think it might be soap.
But it's I just don't want to be that guy that's like, I can't have anything that's lower than 70% cacao.
Cacao.
Sounds
But
like
it's
you are that
good.
fella, though.
Yeah, it
It's
huh?
seems
good,
like you're
bro.
the guy.
How
Man,
high you go?
How high? I
Yeah,
mean,
how
70 is about as high as I can do.
You ever go
Uh-huh.
100% cacao?
100%.
Just all cacao? Only
I
cacao.
don't think I have.
Cacao.
You got to go 100%.
You
Just
ever done
to try it.
100%?
I've never even seen it for sale.
I normally go 110%.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about you. Yeah. That's why you're so successful.
I've had cacao. I've had 100% cacao.
You
Have
had
you really?
100% cacao?
Yeah, it's like an ingredient in the smoothies I get. It's,
Ah.
You haven't had it
it's
by
tough
itself?
To chew. I've had it in the smoothie. It would be terrible, I think, if you ate it by itself.
Does it taste chocolatey?
Yeah, it tastes chocolately.
It's
But I
just-
think if you have 100% dark chocolate, I think they might call it baker's chocolate. Maybe? Does that sound right?
Yeah, but
It's
even
terrible.
From the
Baker's
quarterback?
chocolate, I don't believe is 100%. It's a high percentage dark. I could be wrong. I'm
This
just
guy's
Oh.
a baker.
I know
You're
everything
saying
about
I could be
baking.
wrong. He knows he's
I'm
right.
an enthusiast. I'm in the baking Reddit threads, but I don't know all the things. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong, and I might be wrong.
When
about
you
this.
going to get in a bake sale or something?
I'd love to get into a bake sale. I saw this
Yeah,
Instagram.
you got to join a church.
No, just put a
They're
table.
always having bake sales, dude.
Put a table out by the front, just in your front yard.
There's a lady in my neighborhood who I run by who sells right in front of her house on the sidewalk sourdough bread. $10 a loaf,
Uh-huh.
sourdough bread.
Do you
just
ever
right in
grab
front of her
one
house.
just on a hard run?
A couple times I've been tempted.
Load up.
If she
carbo
were to
load?
take Apple Pay and I were to have it on my phone, I would buy $10
this
loaf
guy
of
doesn't have
sourdough
Apple
bread.
Pay.
I don't like it. I don't trust
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
insane.
have it for a long time, and then now I have it. Not even sure how it got on there.
it. Really?
I think it got on there somehow. I don't know.
You
gotta
should look
take a
into
picture of
it.
your credit
I
card.
must have paid for something, and I needed to use it. Something.
You have to put a credit card on it.
That's what's on there. A credit card.
Do you ever put your credit card in your phone? You think your phone just
Have I
remembered
put
your
my
credit card?
in my phone?
You know, like
Go on.
You
fit in
got to
there.
go to Apple Pay and purposely like scan your credit card and put it in.
Yeah. It's
But
in
I'll
there.
tell you this: you go to a website, they take Apple Pay. You don't even have to type in anything.
why?
I love not typing in stuff.
I save
buy
my credit
so much more
cards.
stuff.
I mean, what are we talking about here?
I buy so
Alex
much
is-
more stuff, not typing in.
Alex's credit card is just made of paper. It's laminated.
I long for the days. You know what I mean?
It's from a bank of a lady that he jogs by sometimes.
PNC is a real bank, guys. It's just not here. It's huge. It's a huge bank. They're just working their way out here.
What's this stand for?
PNC,
Yeah.
Public National Credit.
Oh, that's.
I don't know
believe
if that's
it.
true. I'm willing to admit when I'm
No,
wrong.
I can tell you, National's not in that name because
Huh?
they're not national.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was in Beverly Hills not too long ago. and
90210?
902 something, and they're out here, but it's like a mortgage. It's not just like a personal bank.
That's how you know a bank's good is when there's some places they don't do the bank part.
It's just a
They're just-
different.
You can a
Sketchy.
mortgage through them, though.
Yeah, I
That'd
can
be
get a
pretty
mortgage through 'em. I'm looking for a mortgage.
Pretty good.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for a mortgage. I don't
You
even
can-
want a house. I just want the mortgage. I feel all grown. What's on that rundown?
Somebody else lives in the house. Hey, I got a segment we like to call Wake Up People. Tommy's got it. It's good. I got one too. We got a Could You Rather we're going to talk about. We're going to hear about Everett's first game pitching. Everett Johnagin, that is. And a brand new segment Tommy's bringing to the podcast called I Got a Text from My Mom.
There you go. And also, it's pissing me off.
Oh, and Alex has it. It's pissing me off.
It's pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's pissing me off.
Yeah, what's
Andy.
pissing you off? Tell me about it.
These damn Dodgers winning the World Series is pissing me
The
off.
Los
dude.
Angeles Dodgers.
I already told you, you a couple weeks ago, you said, I'm rooting for the Dodgers to win. And I said, I
was.
To be comedic, I said, Andy's rooting for traffic. Already, it's fucking up my days.
The
I'm
traffic's
supposed to
bananas.
go to a lunch on Friday. They're having the parade on Friday. I'm going to drive through the fucking parade.
Oh
They're going to
my
have to
God.
stop
You
the
can
whole
be in the
thing
parade. You
for
got to
me.
throw candy out.
I'm going to go through the parade trying to get to this
Well,
lunch.
why don't we change the time of this lunch on Friday to avoid the
I
parade?
don't want to bend to the will of the Dodgers. They should
I
have.
do.
Where are
I
you
don't wanna
going
sit
to
in
lunch
traffic.
downtown?
Gayu Kaku is what it's
I
called.
mean,
Oh,
there's
shit.
one in Santa Monica.
Well, there's also one in Burbank. We can avert the whole thing.
Yeah,
you
let's
guys
go
come
to
to
Santa
me.
Monica.
you
So
know?
we're recording this on the night the Dodgers won the World Series. And I can tell you, as a kid who grew up in southern Los Angeles, small town, southern Los Angeles here,
Unbelievable.
I've been rooting for this team my
Unbelievable.
entire life.
This piece of shit told me that he just 2 days ago, maybe even yesterday, the Dodgers on the precipice of winning the World Series. He goes, I think I'm going to root for the Dodgers. You can't do
Yeah.
that. That's
No,
not.
I've
that's
been
when I
rooting for the
started rooting
Dodgers
for
this
them.
whole
You can't be doing
World
that.
Series.
This isn't your joy to have. You
No,
didn't
I
earn
got
this.
all the joy. There's
No.
video of me with the joy. I hug joy. I fly
They
up to
should
high
crop
five.
you out of that. That's why AI exists, to
I'm
take you
so
out of that video.
joyful right now.
This
It's
is
Freddie
such
Freeman.
Bullshit.
He won the
Mookie,
MVP, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman, of course, he won the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm happy for like 3 people in this city. None of them are in this backyard right now. I mean, it's just
Whoa.
unbelievable.
Was one of them sleeping in a Dodgers shirt in there right now?
Can I be honest with you? I'm not happy for Everett.
She came out
She
and
didn't earn
congratulated you.
She said, "What's up, loser? Too bad the Reds didn't make it in." I hope that kid never
You know
sees
what? I
another
didn't hear what she
championship
said,
in her
but
life.
you know that is not as kind as I thought. I mean, normally she's nice. We should bring in that story that I sent you via text.
Oh my God!
We'll do,
Which
He sent me
story
a
was that?
story.
we'll do it on the next one, I
We'll
guess.
do a tease. This
We'll do it on the Patreon.
I'm taking the Johnagin to court. Is the tease?
Oh, are
So
you?
You'll be seeing.
We're gonna
you'll be
sue
seeing
my
that in the
daughter.
news. But
for some form of bullying.
To appreciate joy, you have to experience pain. This kid has not known pain.
I don't know if that's
what
true.
does this mean to her? It means nothing. This is what kind of learning experience? What are you teaching this girl?
Here's the thing.
Why do you
She's
have to have
pain to
born
have
here.
joy?
Money fixes everything.
She's
you just
born
you buy
here.
the best.
Tell me money doesn't fix everything. I'm teaching her valuable lessons.
this is horseshit.
This way she'll know she's got to earn a lot of money.
This team, I mean, this ragtag group of nobodies built from the ground up.
What a terrible narrative this is. They were supposed to win and they did. Great. What a story.
We
Sell
talked
the
about it
movie
on the
rights.
phone yesterday. If you, at the beginning of the season, did anybody think the New York Yankees would play the Dodgers in the World Series?
I believe those might have been the 2 strongest
I don't
betting
think.
odds.
I think they came from just the dregs of baseball.
I said this is not my line. Doug Stanhope got a great line. He goes, rooting for the Yankees is like going to a casino and cheering for the house. And it's the same thing with the
Mhm.
Dodgers, where they're supposed to win. Why would you root for them? They're just
Here's
it's
the thing.
awful.
I'll toss this to Andy because your loser mentality is reigning on
This
the
is
parade
not
right
a
now.
loser mentality.
Don't you
I
think,
speak for the
Andy,
people.
as
You're
someone
anti-joy.
you've lived in multiple cities,
Yeah,
right?
I've lived
You
in
have
multiple
your
cities.
teams. You know,
That's right.
No,
you have
Andy
teams you-
doesn't have his team.
Yeah.
But when
I've lived
you
in
go
multiple
to a
cities.
city and you call that place home, isn't there something
It's
about
fun when they win.
especially when you live there for longer than a year or
It's
so?
very fun when they
Now
win.
you've got roots here.
Yeah.
You've got that girlfriend you've been with for a long time.
We're married now.
Oh, you got him. Oh, Jesus! Why
Yeah, we
wasn't I
settled
invited?
now. That's how long it's been.
So you guys,
I've
are
got a good record. I mean, the only place, I think I might have said this last week, only place I live where their baseball team didn't win the World Series is North Carolina.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
right.
the only thing holding them back was not having a team.
Did you
having
live
a
in
team,
Chicago
yeah.
when
But if
they won the World Series?
I was living in Chicago when the White Sox won the World Series. I was living in Chicago.
And then when did the Cubs win in regards to when you lived
when
there?
did they? When did
You
was
may
that
be the
2020?
guy, bro.
I might have been back in Chicago. Was it 2020 or 2019?
No, 2020 the Dodgers won. 2016, I think 2016 or 2017 is when the Cubs won the World Series.
Yeah. I wasn't back in,
But they
Chicago,
still
man.
felt you
but I was
in St. Louis.
And I was in St. Louis when they won, and now I'm here.
Here's the problem with the
Angeles,
two of
they
you.
win.
You stand for nothing. No loyalty.
Well,
Okay,
I'm not going to fall for anything. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm the only one of us here loyal to the bitter end.
No, here's the deal.
Yeah, but why don't you just adopt another team? You know, you're here
Yeah,
now.
baby.
Like, oh, I'm here.
Get
This is my
another
number 2 team.
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
This is
There's
the
no
evil.
cap on teams.
These two teams are villains. These two teams are bad. In the movie of baseball, these are villainous
Oh, this is.
teams. And also, I don't know how you could go to Dodger Stadium and be like, I want to align myself with this fan
I don't know
base.
why people don't
what-
like it there. I think it's nice.
It sucks.
It's so
I like the view
nice.
of the city. It's
Sucks.
fine. I think it's
People
cool.
are mean.
It's historic.
Andy,
That's
you
'cause
like
you're walking
Andy,
around
you
in
like
your Reds gear and a
Andy-
home game.
okay. Well, fuck me then. You know what, Andy? You like California. That's what you like. Oh, the view is nice.
Yeah,
You
I
like mountains.
California. Yeah.
It's not. It has nothing to do with the Dodgers. You like the view.
Well, I have a good time at a baseball game, and the stadium's cool because there's a cool view.
My outlook on sports has evolved, and probably due to just overall intelligence. But you don't have to just root for one team. The whole
You
thing is
do.
ridiculous. You're
That's
watching these
sports.
grown-ups do sports like it's silly.
Kids in a lot of cases.
Just if the Cardinals are playing the Dodgers, I'm rooting for the Cardinals. If they both are playing different teams, I feel like I should be able to root for both
You're
of
in the
those
same
teams.
league.
I live
I'm
here.
sorry, but
I've
you're
sown my
incorrect.
seed
You're
here.
wrong.
My
No,
seeds are here.
that's not how
I've
it works.
sown them.
That's not how fandom
My
works.
daughter's a Dodgers fan.
Good for
I
her.
want to be her bud.
That's great for her.
Well, if you
but
want to
she's-
give yourself arbitrary rules that make yourself less happy, you can do that.
No.
We've chosen to live a fuller life.
No, see, this is the problem. This is my problem, and it's the thing that Everett hasn't learned, is that there is no guarantee of joy in sports. You experience pain. Much like life, sometimes it rains. Sometimes you lose.
Dude.
But eventually, if you're there long enough and you
This is-
I
stand
couldn't
by the
disagree with you
side,
more. I
They've
couldn't disagree
only
with you
won the
more.
World Series twice in her lifetime.
only twice in her life. That's most of her life at this point. This is
If you
unbelievable.
just like baseball instead of being so
I
only like
like
this one team,
baseball.
then you can enjoy other teams winning.
I like baseball so much that I'm the only one sitting back here that understands why this is such a travesty. They have a payroll of over $1 billion. They've got the best
It's
player. They
not
deferred
over
all
$1
of the
billion.
money. And now the news broke they're going to go after Juan Soto. The rich get rich. It's just
It's going to be a fun year next year.
awful.
Juan
This is-
Soto was on stage with them. He
It's-
put the shirt on.
He put the shirt. He put the Dodger shirt on.
He did it like WWE. Just turn right there.
You know what? I actually would get on board with that. You know, that's fun. I like a guy with a flair for the dramatic. But this
But
is
here's
just
the thing:
truly
if
awful.
I'm living here and I'm rooting for the Yankees, there is a bit of like, what's that all about? But I still, I know people that do it, and I'm like, I'm going to be more open-minded. People get to be fans of who they are, and like Andy said, you're just robbing yourself of joy. You live
No,
here. You got roots here.
front running
You
bandwagon.
got that gal
live
you've
here.
gone on a couple dates with.
You-
This is all the TV, all the games that are on TV here are.
Yeah, these
The
are
LA
local.
teams.
I pay money to watch TV from Cincinnati.
Not only could you be happier, you could have more money,
No, it's not.
which would also lead to more happiness.
Yeah,
This is
that's
not
proven.
earned joy. This is not your joy to have. You shouldn't be allowed to
I feel
experience
the
it.
joy.
It's your.
Did you see the video
Yeah.
of me jumping up and down and high-fiving
I
people?
will never
Yeah.
watch it.
People-
And if I will lose even more respect for you than I already
I
have.
watched a
no,
game.
This
I
is-
think it's maybe the third game of baseball I watched this year, and I had a great time. I was happy too.
this
I
is-
cheered in my
man.
apartment. I could hear other people cheering in their apartments.
you just like seeing people
Dude,
happy. That's
I
all
do
you
like
like.
seeing people
That's,
happy,
and
yeah.
that's great. Andy.
Ohtani was robbed this year. Freddie
Yeah.
Freeman's on one ankle. He had a tragedy in his family. Wins the MVP. Mookie Betts, I think, probably got a parking ticket at some point. Ruined his whole day.
I'm not saying that they individually are bad guys. What they represent as a collective are bad guys.
They only
It's
had
a-
3
they're-
starting pitchers.
They had, I believe, when they started the season, I believe they had 4 Cy Young winning pitchers on their roster.
Yeah, but baseball's full of injuries.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
nobody
something
wins it 2 years in a row.
that's never happened.
I mean, I can't. You know what? I can't. I need to talk to 2 rational.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
can't-
I think maybe you need to talk to 2 18 to 25-year-olds.
I can't believe you're
No,
not.
what I need to talk to is two old men. I need to talk to two Cubs fans the year before they won the World Series to sit here and explain it to you of what it means to
We
be a
get
fan.
double joy. When the Cardinals win the World Series, we get to be super happy, and when the Dodgers win the World Series, we get to be super happy.
This is hollow and meaningless. True joy, you would be in tears if this meant anything to you. And you're sitting here, you just got to be in a room where other people were happy.
Oh, so
and that
fun.
made you
Nice.
feel good.
It
Yeah.
was so fun. My
It was
kid's
nice.
she's sleeping in Dodgers gear. I mean, come on. What am I
If
going
you
to
have
do?
a child, will you
root
raise
against
them
my
as
own
a
child?
Reds fan?
Absolutely, I will.
You can't. That's child abuse.
What about all their
for
kids
several
being
reasons?
Dodgers,
I won't even get into it. I
Dodgers
mean,
fans? You know, all their friends in school are like, we love the Dodgers because that's
I
the
your
team we
kid is
go
going
to
to
all
pick
the
their own
time.
team.
I will.
I have a kid. She picked her own team.
I will sit my child down and I will explain to them, if you want to be a Dodgers fan, that's your choice, but you have chosen to be a fucking asshole. And if you want to live your life as a fucking asshole, that's great. There's a lot of fucking assholes out there, but you know, there's a lot of good people too, and they're called Cincinnati Reds fans.
Tommy, do you think if Mookie Betts jumps into the crowd to catch a fly ball, Alex is trying to rip it out of his hand?
I think Alex is ripping. I don't know if he's strong enough to get the mid open like that one guy though, but I think he's trying.
I would have caught that ball. I would have caught it over Mookie Betts. I wouldn't have had to wait. Can I tell you actually a fun that reminded me of one time my dad grew up in Massachusetts, Boston Red Sox fan. He told me a story one time.
But
where
he let you become a Cincinnati Reds fan?
Interesting.
he didn't let me do shit. I do what I want.
Oh no, she's
All right.
stuck. She's stuck. She's stuck.
Darwin, sit.
Let me make sure that everybody's mic is plugged in,
Are we
and
good?
it is.
All
We're good.
right.
My dad, a Boston Red Sox
Is
fan,
it working?
grew up going to Fenway Park.
Stop.
He tells me a story. He goes to Fenway Park.
Hey.
He's sitting in right field. Red Sox are playing the Yankees.
Batter's right or
right field.
Stage right?
Stage right field.
yeah, I go stage.
And he says Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, goes after a foul ball, goes tumbling into the seats, and he's just now amongst the Boston faithful. And my dad said that he grabbed Reggie Jackson's hat, rips it off his head, waves it around like this. People are passing around the section. They're spitting in it. They're throwing peanut shells in
Christ.
it. And he's like, Reggie Jackson's so mad. He's just sitting there kicking dirt and stomping.
Yeah.
He's like, what am I going to do? And everyone's going crazy. Finally gets the hat back. And he finishes the story. He goes, yeah, you just can't do stuff like that anymore. And I was like,
Well, I'll tell you this.
you never could.
Taking your dad out
You
of this.
never could.
You ripping Reggie Jackson's hat, a bunch of guys from Boston ripping off Reggie Jackson's hat and spitting in it is racist. That's just a racist city.
I mean, look, I'm not going to push back too hard, but I mean, the act of spitting in a hat, I
Here's
don't
the
believe
thing,
is
though,
racially motivated.
With archive footage, can we go back and find that game?
I've tried
find
to
that play.
find articles about it. The thing is, I don't want to dig into it too hard and find out it's not true.
This is like when Tommy didn't want to do 23andMe.
Exactly right.
You don't want to
It's-
find
He
about
doesn't want to get
your dad spitting in
busted.
Reggie Jackson's hat.
I bet he did. He's not going to make that story up. That guy that pried Mookie's mid over. I'm in a text thread with Andy, and I go, that guy's the hero of New York. That Freddie Freeman never buying a beer in Los Angeles again.
Mhm.
That guy never buying a beer in New York again.
Yep.
And I go, I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. Somebody in the thread's like, he should be arrested. And I was like, all right,
Okay.
now we're really
Yeah.
leaning into the fanhood there. But I mean, they did grab Mookie, and I'm saying we're living in a world where Mookie Betts is uninjured and unaffected. It's very funny.
It's very
And
funny.
the thing about it is, after the fact, I think I saw somewhere where the guy said, he's like, yeah, we were talking about it before. They had a plan before the game.
It's like they're playing all the time. Yeah, somebody found him in a bar after they had been kicked out, and they were like, "We play defense. That's what we do."
I love that when the umpire came up, as though they're part of the game. They're like, it was over the I've
on our
never
side.
seen a fan argue a call with an umpire. The fact that you're engaging in an umpire is an all-time story.
Yeah, it was objectively funny. They can never let him go to a game again. Like they have to ban him for life.
The
They have
funniest,
to.
not the funniest part, but the wild part was, I saw a thing earlier today, the day the World Series game was going on, that was like they're going back, which means that the Yankees were allowing them back. The Yankees were like, they left early yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I think they learned their lesson. They were going to come back in those same seats.
Mm-hmm.
And the MLB had to ask the Yankees to ban them from Game 5.
Yeah.
There has not been a game or a all-time ban or anything like that. The Yankees did something very nice with the tickets, but it is, it's very New York to be like, they're coming back.
They have to send a message to all fans and be like, we can't be doing this. I mean, they banned that girl who flashed her tits in Washington for life. They got to ban this
She's
guy.
welcome here any day.
They got to ban this guy for life.
The
as
other
well.
thing is, I'm watching the post game show. The thing is, which this regularly happens in sports when something happens, the talking head people, they gotta talk for one, but that leads to these wild overreactions.
Yeah.
And there was one guy on a post game show. He was like, they just have to do something. I know MLB wants the fans right on it, but they gotta build like there's got to be some
wall?
He's
Build
like
a wall?
essentially
I've
he's
heard
essentially
this
saying
before.
like put space between fans and the like. What this guy's pitch off of something that's only happened once in the history of baseball, essentially, is every stadium has to change their
build a
seating.
moat around the rim of the field.
Moat was the kind of the
moat would
area.
be pretty sick though, and if they go over the wall, they go right in the moat.
Moat would be cool. In Houston, they used to have a hill in center field, and there was like
I remember that.
flagpoles in play, and they got rid of it. But I think they should be putting more stuff like that in just across the board.
Obstacles, fun. Yeah.
Obstacles, weird shit like
Ball
that.
pit.
100%. The best part of that guy was I put it in a text thread today was that Rob Gronkowski was on TV and was like, oh, I know that guy.
Just live found out he knew him. That was great.
That's my buddy from college. That was pretty fantastic.
That's my boy.
Well, that's the new segment called It's Pissing Me
Well,
Off.
here's the thing: it's not
It's
pissing you
pissing
off.
you
Since
off.
we're on baseball here, I'll talk. Everett pitched her first game in a little scrimmage with another team.
She go 9?
We got her on a pitch count limit that
Okay.
kind of realized after the fact somebody wasn't keeping track. So
Okay.
she did an inning, 2 Ks,
Hey.
2 Ks,
2
couple
Ks,
of
1 KO.
couple of unearned runs, a couple of earned runs, but a good outing overall.
Strong.
The one thing about this game is it's fall ball
Mm-hmm.
and it's early in the season.
It's ball in the
It's
fall.
fall ball and it's not even the season. So you have
Andy, you
on-
love fall ball.
a fall ball on every team. There's a
Can you wear sweaters?
There's a good
Absolutely.
amount. That's great. There's a good amount of teams or a good amount of kids that have never played baseball ever, which is fine. And then the other thing is like the other team, you're just letting kids have a shot at pitching. Some coaches are like, let's give them a shot. Some coaches are like, I'm not going to give them a shot until they can throw, 10 consecutive
90
pitches.
miles an hour.
No, just 10 consecutive pitches
Uh-huh.
in the strike zone. And that other team did not abide by that rule. I've been in a little league with Everett for 3 or 4 years now. I've never seen more kids get hit by a baseball in my entire life
Okay.
in one game. And the other thing is like a kid that I may have talked about this before, but a kid that's never played baseball, I still thought that they would get out of the way of baseballs.
Right.
But there's this thing that happens where they're frozen in the batter box.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a ball coming and you can tell that it's going to hit them
It's coming.
and they just stand there.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts every time. And then she's got a little guy on her team. He's a hilarious young kid. It's his first season of baseball. First mistake happened. Nobody's at fault here. He's new. They're new. Everybody's new. They bring snacks into the dugout pre-game.
Okay.
We got kids hopped up on pandas and Cheez-Its and shit
Yeah.
like that. I'm first base coach. I hear this little guy crying in the dugout. Somebody stole my seaweed. So he just wants some seaweed snacks, right?
God.
So he's in there. Everett tells me after the game that he's crying that someone stole his seaweed while holding seaweed. So there's another mystery
Oh,
seaweed
it's not
pack.
the flavor that he wanted.
Yeah.
He's like, somebody stole my
One
seaweed.
that wasabi seaweed.
Uh-huh.
So then one of the other coaches are like, hey, buddy, you're up. He goes, I don't want to go. And then he's like, come on, you just get out there. I know you can do it. And the kid goes, I'll go, but I'm not swinging the bat. So he comes to the plate crying.
Uh-huh.
Not great start because his
Yeah.
first at bat, he's smiling ear to ear. He's swinging at every single pitch. He's
Yeah.
great. He comes up to this one. He's just in the batter's box. First pitch goes by. He doesn't swing. It's a ball. I'm like, this kid's about to get on base for the first time in
Uh-huh.
his life. Second pitch comes, doesn't move a muscle. It hits him right in the arm, like
what
the
a rough
backside of
day.
the forearm.
Victim of 2 crimes.
2 crimes.
Theft and assault. Here.
He it's very sad. He lets out. He just instantly starts crying, and then does the thing which I appreciate in hindsight because he's fine. just freezes and then tips over like you cut a tree down. Like he just falls and he's in the fetal position on the dirt.
Yeah.
And we got to come up and we get him up. He's there and he's crying. And we're like looking at his arm. It sucks, but he's fine. And I was like, hey, buddy, I go, if right now, if you can do it, just take off running to first base. And everyone here, it's full of parents. I go, everyone's going to cheer for you so loud. I go, just take off running while I'm talking. And he sprints down to first base. All the parents lose it. It's
nice.
it's a beautiful moment. I get to first base. The next batter comes up. I go, you did it, buddy. You did it. And he just turns to me and he goes, I can't breathe. so I go, all right, we're going to need a pinch runner here. So we run over there. We do that, but that's basically the gist. It was very fun, and
this kid ever get some seaweed?
he had seaweed.
He deserves a sea of weeds. This kid,
Get him some seaweed.
yeah,
He
get this
deserves a
That's what I'd
terrible
say.
snack.
You do a good job. I'm gonna take you out for some seaweed after the game.
That's my thing. I find it it's funny to me, but it also does sometimes when I'm watching a game. The only thing I can do is I can first base coach a little league game. So we're up there, and Tommy Edmonds takes a hack, and I'm just like, no, we don't want to swing at him up here. All right, you remember that? So just these little league things you can yell. Just straighten it out. Swing earlier.
Good swing.
Start your swing earlier.
Keep hacking up there.
What other kind of LA
Good
kid
eye.
things they're getting into other than having seaweed snacks at the game?
Acai
They were
bowls.
like, we going out for panna cotta after this?
Dude, I ordered Domino's, and I'll tell you this, that last year's team that she was on, they made the playoffs. They make a run at the championship. I order 8 pizzas from Domino's. That team mows them down. There's not a pepperoni left on the box. I order 8 pizzas for this team, and we got like 3.5 pizzas left over. And I'm like, was this the seaweed, or do these kids? Do we just need to get some food in them? Also, it was crazy. Like we were, how's this team going to do? All the kids did great. They all tried their hardest. They ended up, they lose 12-11. And on the final play, Everett tries to steal home on a pass ball. It's a play at the plate.
Bang,
Dust
bang.
flies. She slides in. He gets her by 1/4 of an inch. Took a good bounce off the backstop.
That's tough. I'll tell you this: if you like seaweed, you just like salt. You know what I mean? Might as well just get your salt.
I'm not
I
doing
like
it.
those seaweed snacks, but I never crave them. I'll eat them if they're around.
Kids, it's funny.
never
I think
I want them.
it feels LA to me because I never knew they existed until I lived here and had kids. But my kids mow through those things.
Oh yeah,
I've never even tried one.
Well, it's
it's
because
just
you're not
unappealing.
You're eating air. It just dissolves in your. It's like eating Listerine strips.
I like them when you put like some salmon in them and rice on the
throw some
round.
salmon
all
and rice
around
on
them.
them.
roll it up.
Roll
Get
it
a
up.
couple
Put my
chopsticks
hands.
and some soy sauce. Absolutely.
I would tell you guys I went to baseball camp when I was a little kid.
Wow.
Christian baseball camp.
Oh,
that
really?
right?
I was reminded of this during your story, and we get there, and I played like YMCA baseball. It's fun. I don't even know that I ever played in a point where the kids were pitching to each other. I think it was always coaches or off of a tee. But I had fun. I quit doing it because I got hit in the nuts one time.
Is that right?
And my mom's like, you got to choose between baseball and soccer. And I was
balls.
like, well, nobody hit me in the nuts at soccer, so I choose that.
That's also a thing that Little League kids, they open their front of their body towards the ball instead of turning their back to it.
Give me.
Now,
how did they
I felt
spin-
indestructible back then. So I'm at baseball camp, though. It's Christian baseball camp. It's like it's a sleepaway camp. And I'm jazzed up. I'm happy to be there. And I always thought coolest baseball players were the pitchers.
Yeah.
So they're like, what position? And I was like, I'm a pitcher. And I lied, too. I learned a little lesson about lying. They're like, you pitching your team at home? And I was like, oh, yeah, I sure do. And then they let me pitch in the game, and I could not throw it all the way to the plate.
Okay.
I got pulled pretty fast.
Well, you're not used to their mound.
Got pulled pretty, but I had it was a lie. It was a lie. I learned a little lesson about lying.
Yeah.
I learned a little lesson about lying. It was a traumatic experience for me.
Well, it's
Where you got to go back in the dugout? Like, yeah, I was lying.
Well, where's the Lord helping that ball get the rest of the way? I think you learned a little lesson about religion.
There's a fun, a couple years old baseball clip where there's a pitcher for LSU, and it's in a tight game, and they want him to pitch the next half if it goes, but they're coming to the bottom, and they they don't want to take him out, and the coach is like, "You ever hit in high school?" He's like, Yeah, I hit
I remember
bombs.
that. Yeah.
And he goes out there and drives in the game-winning
wow.
run. And then in the post-game press conference, they're talking to him, and he's just like, I gotta apologize, coach. I never hit in high school. My coach didn't. He goes, you lied to me. And it was like a very fun, nice moment between
But
these
he
two
hits
people.
bombs.
Real fun if you do a good job. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I thought just maybe I could do it.
Yeah, his
And I
lying
did a
story is
bad
different than
job.
yours.
Yeah, you believed in yourself, and I think that's to be commended, Andy. I think that's a valuable
think
quality for a
that-
young man to have.
Also, that confidence, that blind confidence you could do
I
it is
was like,
probably
I
what
could do it.
makes you a stand-up
I
comedian.
didn't realize how far it was.
Well, I mean, I think it was probably supposed to be closer.
Pretty far.
I think little Andy should have been able to make the throw. I think that we need to go back in time and look at this mound distance.
Let's get back to that camp.
Well, what else we got on that there rundown?
Well, I'm glad you asked. You want to hear? Can I tell you? Can I get the people to wake up for a second?
Oh, okay.
wake
Wake up, people!
Wake up.
Wake up, people!
Sheeple.
Especially people in the Northwest that are going on and on about huckleberries. Everybody in the Northwest,
Finn?
everything is huckleberry flavored.
Okay.
They're like, "Oh, you want this huckleberry beer? You want these
I'm your
huckleberry scone?
Huckleberry.
We got huckleberry waffles.
Hobby?
Every single thing is huckleberry there." And I'm in there 2-3 times now, and a little bit I've been doing is like, you guys know huckleberries aren't even real, right? They're not even real. Like, have you ever seen one in a grocery store? And no one ever has.
Uh-huh.
They're just flavored things, and I think there's a conspiracy that they're just blueberries because I Google search it. It looks exactly like blueberry. I think they're just calling blueberries huckleberries up there. And then I found what I would call definitive proof that I'm right about this.
Okay. Bombshell.
With the
Yeah,
big
Hold on,
huckleberry.
let's get a little sound drop.
Yeah.
Wait, we don't need that.
Little sound
Yeah,
effect.
sound drop.
I'm at the airport, and what do I see at the airport but huckleberry flavored gummy bears? I take a little closer look at these things. They got an A on the tummy, which I know means
Albanese.
that's an Albanese gummy bear made in Maryville, Indiana,
Uh-huh.
where there are no huckleberries. I go to the Albanese website. I type in huckleberry. Doesn't exist. They don't make them. You know what they make?
Whoa.
Blueberry gummy bears.
Holy
Holy
shit,
You
Andy.
don't
Just
need.
come down.
You hit the
Yeah.
long
Wake up,
one.
people.
I hit the crickets. That was my bad, Andy. I fucked up.
Wow.
I thought it'd be like an explosion or something. Yeah, no, people need to wake up.
Wake up.
Well, I don't even know if this segment's wake up or is just like. Is there a segment where Andy just takes down fruit people?
I think so. Yeah, Andy's taking down a
Remember
lot
he
of
did the
fruit
farmers market
business.
people?
Yeah.
This guy's fruit.
love
He's coming after that
fruit's a big
Chiquita
part of my
banana
life,
lady.
man.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what it is right now? We're in cutie season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Every time I get
cuties
a
ever went out of season.
oh they do.
Oh, they
I
go
buy 'em,
out,
and
Andy.
you know what they don't do is stop selling them when they taste like shit.
Yeah.
You get them home and they're squishy and flavorless.
Tiny and
Here's
hard.
what I need,
Mhm.
and I don't want to do anything. I just want someone to send it to me.
Okay.
Just give me a fruit calendar.
fruit.
just
I
when
want to
things
know
are in
when I'm
season.
getting the good because I
Okay.
got a hot run of blueberries there.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm happier than when it's blueberry and cutie season.
Okay. I think strawberries start like February through June.
He's going to do it. Write it down. He's doing it
First
right
half of the year for
now. Alex knows it all off
strawberries.
the top of his head.
Huckleberries, which are
Not
blueberries,
real.
you just kind of huck around. those are
Huckleberry
year round.
season year round.
Year round for huckleberries. And then isn't it crazy? There's always bananas.
Do you remember your first strawberry?
Yeah, I do remember my first strawberry because I dipped it in sugar.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody cut it up. I dipped it in granulated sugar, ate it.
Wow.
damn.
Tasted great.
Was it
Was
a
it a
dentist?
grandma? I feel like a grandma had me do that.
That
I
was
think
my
that's
mom.
a grandma.
I think it was my mom, but she probably learned it from my grandma, which was her mom.
I see.
But
Does that check out?
I think, well, don't do the math.
I think
Don't,
it's grandma-in-law.
don't shine a spotlight on it too long. We might find out I'm lying, but I like a strawberry. I wouldn't say I love a strawberry. What's your favorite berries? Everybody say it on three. 1, 2, 3.
Strawberry.
Blueberry.
Oh, look at us. Huh? You like a straw?
You
huh?
ever get a strawberry from you drive up the PCH and they're just on the side of the road? Those are the best strawberries in the world.
On the ground?
Like in the strawberry season. Yeah.
No, they're like
they're like they got a truck and they're like, yo, we
Like
picked these.
fresh
and we're
off the
selling 'em.
field?
Yeah.
those two
are
things
the
I've
best
never
ones you could
done
ever have.
is buy
Did they fell off the tree?
fruit from a stand like that on the side of the road where it looks real fresh,
Mhm.
or got a bacon wrapped hot dog after a LA event of any kind.
Wow, I've done both those things.
both
That bacon wrap
seem
hot
great.
dog smells great. I can't imagine you feel good after eating
You
it.
never had one either?
Andy
No.
had
If
one. Andy,
you
how'd
are
you
in
feel?
I have
Los
had one.
Angeles,
Felt great.
I mean, this is, I would say, somewhat specific to LA. I'm sure there are other places, but you leave any event here, there's going to be a little cart with a grill, and they're gonna wrap you some bacon wrap hot dogs,
Mhm.
and they smell delicious. And people, I mean, these people are printing money.
They got peppers, onions,
Peppers,
whatever
onions,
you
yeah.
want on it.
That's what I get on it. Peppers, onions, mustard.
Does it give you heartburn instantly?
No, it's delicious.
Diarrhea?
All the vegetables. It's basically healthy.
Oh, I didn't know
Mora's-
that.
Yeah.
Because every time they smell so good, I'm like, I want to get it. Every time I'm with Maura, though, her big concern, food safety. She goes, "What's
dude,
where's
here's the
this
thing.
bacon
What's their
coming from?"
rating?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And this
What's
is
their
I believe
letter?
this is based on science,
Mhm.
but I don't think you can get sick from a hot dog or bacon.
Is that right?
I think there's so much shit in
Mhm.
it.
There's so
It's
much
fine.
salt.
There's
It's
salt
been
and
cured.
preservatives and the
Mhm,
cure
mhm.
It's
and
been cured.
the
There's
other bands.
the cures in it.
I saw this comic once. I think his name is Nigel. You ever meet that guy, Nigel?
Does he have an accent?
Thornberry.
No, he's from
Huckleberry.
the
Oh.
Philippines, I think. Maybe not the Philippines. Maybe Laos. He's from somewhere. He does that Uncle Roger character.
Oh, Nigel.
But I saw him before he started doing that.
Yeah,
Nigel,
I know
yeah.
Nigel. Yeah.
And he did a bit that's always stuck with me of just like how Americans are different than where he's from. He's like, Americans are always like, what's the health score? What's the health score? And he's like, where I'm from, everyone's always like, is the food good? It can be as dirty as it can be. And if the food's good, we all go.
Does it taste good? Yeah.
Which I think is also a good thing. And I think about it a lot when I am in a dirty restaurant. Like, well, maybe just the food's good.
Yeah. Do you
Maybe
find
the food's
yourself
good.
in a lot of dirty restaurants?
You know, I find myself in a lot of dirty
Yeah,
restaurants.
you dirty dog. Eh? Yeah, there go these dirty restaurants. Oh man, you guys ever been in a restaurant that was you're like, I gotta get out of here. It's so dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one example that I will say is one that people love, but I went in Jersey Mike's that smelled so bad. I've never been back in a Jersey Mike's.
That's you know what?
I didn't eat in there, and I never went in another one.
I get
this
leaving it
smells so
over a
bad.
smell, but
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good, dude. It is pretty good. It's better Subway for sure.
We're
I'm a Jimmy John's man.
sometimes you'll walk into the wrong Chipotle, and you know, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but in my mind, I just go. I want to talk to somebody and be like, "Hey, we gotta straighten this shit up. They're closing these places down. I lost a Chipotle recently. I'm still in mourning.
Uh-huh.
One of my Chipotle on the way to the cigar shop, which I'm a regular at, and you know, you don't want to go there. What they have is off peak. You want to go. Their peak is reversed because you go at lunchtime. Right at lunchtime, not really the line. They get busy kind of after work when people are commuting.
Okay.
But they shut that thing down, painted it pink. I think it's going to be a Pink's hot dog. I think they're going to move down.
Whoa.
Oh,
But
they're
so I lost the
expanding.
Chipotle. So now every time I walk in, I see one dirty. I'm like, we got to wrap it up. We got to tighten it up here.
One of the coffee shops I go to will remain unnamed for this little segment we're doing here. I go in there yesterday. They got a new, not yesterday, a couple days ago, new kid working the register, and is clearly struggling to find the buttons. You know, he's new, and so I'm there for a minute, and I look down while he's touching the iPad. Long fingernails, dirty,
Yeah.
dirty fingernails.
Don't
Where I was like,
love that.
this is gross. I go back in there today, cut and clean.
Oh wow.
Feels
They
like a
polished 'em up.
complaint had made its way.
Or maybe you just
You
cut-
feel good
How
that your
long's
complaint made
long?
it there?
Long
Like,
was long.
They'd give you a good back scratch.
Long would long like they not like, oh, I forgot to cut them and they're a little like long like weeks and maybe we're looking at months had gone by. These are
Uh-huh.
long nails.
My dad had long fingernails.
Is that right?
He just kept long fingernails.
Is
What
that
for?
right?
Nobody really
Guitar
knew.
player?
Cocaine?
Nope.
Okay.
Like all of the fingernails were long.
Every single one.
He just said he liked them that way. Like he was playing
Like for
defense from the NBA or something.
Would he polish them up?
No, dude, they'd be dirty.
Okay.
Would he trim them, or do they just break?
I think he'd maybe trim them. I mean, they were long and they were never like broken and shit like that, but they were long and never really understood why. But then sometimes, you know, I'll go a little extra a day or so when I should have been a clip, and I get very self-conscious about my nails when they're just a little longer than they should be because I'm like, oh man, because then your hands your hands look like your dad's hands. I got my dad's hands over here. You got your mom's hands. What about you?
You know?
Yeah, I think I have my dad's hands as well. My dad's a little bit hairier than me, but yeah, I think we have similar hand.
I was looking at my hand the other day. I was like, that's my dad's hand, and I was like, this is an old ass hand. And I started remembering as a kid, I was like, I wonder if my kids look at when my dad was driving his truck driver, I would look at those hands and I'd be like, God, this is fucking old. I wonder if I just look that old. Everett was watching the post game show.
Your dad's just at work. You're like, look at his old
No,
ass.
I didn't say it. But we were watching the post game show the other day. Everett loves baseball, has gotten into YouTube just watching old highlights of baseball and football now. So she knows Griffey's swing and she knows this and she knows that. We're watching the post game show. She goes, "Who's that guy?" Like in this way, like this commentator is kind of breaking down the game, and she's like, "Who's he?" In a way of like, "What the fuck's this guy know?" And I go, "That's Derek Jeter." And she goes, "That old guy is Derek Jeter?" Like she hit old. I think Derek Jeter is maybe 3 years older than I am.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, there's no way he's that much older than me.
Might be younger than you.
I mean, you're contemporaries for sure with Derek Jeter. I remember. I think we've talked about this before, where I like anyone over the age of 22 was an adult, and like everyone was just the same age when I was that young. Like everyone was just old. Like everyone
who's my contemporary, same exact birthday, Jan 16, 1980.
Hit me with it.
Albert Pujols.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I know people know, but that's what's that's what's on the stat sheet.
All right,
Derek Jeter is old. He's 50. He's
Derek
old
Jeter's
ass.
50 years old.
He's got his old ass
Shut
out there.
up,
his
man.
old ass face.
Wow, that's shocking. I wouldn't have guessed Derek Jeter 50.
Yeah.
I would have put him at a young 45.
You know, his wife's 34, which is surprisingly older than I would expect.
For Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
Derek Jeter famously would leave gift baskets for the women he would take to bed. Yeah.
Do you know that story?
What's in the gift basket?
They were great. I've heard.
Just all sorts of stuff.
You'd hook up with Derek Jeter. You'd wake up the next morning. There's like a big spread and a gift basket and a note.
And Tommy, he adopted that into his own life.
You do that too?
Yeah, I just do gift cards though. Just like Uber gift cards.
I sign them all ahead of time.
I did Easter baskets. I just put an Easter basket at the foot of the bed. What do we got left here? I think we got a couple more.
It's good. You got It's Good.
Oh,
I got an It's Good.
I got an It's Good too.
I got an It's Good.
I got an It's Good.
I got an It's Good.
Not that sound effect.
Here's my It's Good, and I'm kind of vamping a little bit because I forgot the name of the show.
Oh.
Nobody Wants This on Netflix.
Oh,
Nobody Wants This.
I'm hearing
Starring
people talk
Kristen
about
Bell and the guy from the OC. It is
Brody.
The what?
good.
Adam Brody.
The OC.
I don't know that that's how we say it.
California. California. Here you go. It's good. I mean, it's not great, but it's
good.
It's good, dude. I blew through that.
Yeah, I was in it the whole time.
Boom.
There was parts where I was like, "This sucks. Why are we still watching?" No,
It was like
I want to see how it ends.
Like maybe 2 episodes too long. And
I
they
heard
trimmed it down.
And it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it is a cliffhanger. That's which was very disappointing. You're gonna do a limited series. You know, it's 8 hours long. Give me an ending.
Yeah,
I'm 8 hours in. Give me an ending.
They gave you a little.
Give me an ending.
No.
Give me
What's
an ending.
crazy about the way they ended that show is that they ended it that way, not knowing if they had a season 2. Where you can end a story like that, where if you know you can tell me the rest of it, but to cliffhang on a.
But they did get picked up.
They did, which is great.
You know what? Here's the thing that, which I think is probably what you're referring to, is the Netflix show Julie and the Phantoms. About the girl who is in a band, but all the band members are ghosts who were killed in an accident.
Is this made up?
Nope. Julie and the Phantoms. So she is a singer, but I believe she's nervous to sing in front of a crowd. Then there's these boys come in. They're in a band, but hold on a second.
Okay.
They've been dead for 20 years.
Wow.
Then they go around trying to find out how they died. They don't even, I mean, they're confused that she can see them.
Is this the Sixth Sense meets Josie and the Pussycats?
So watch your language. They go off and they join the band. She does a talent show. When they play music, other people can see them, and she says they're holograms.
Wow. Oh,
but they're ghosts, as we covered.
Oh, wow. When they play.
But they end that season on a huge twist.
Okay.
They find out that actually what happened.
They're
Or
alive?
Spoiler alert.
She's dead.
Big twist.
How about that? Spoiler
Whoa.
alert. They were in a boy band, and I believe they got food poisoning, and they all died, but one member, and that guy took one of the guy's songs that he wrote, had a huge solo career.
Wow.
Then there's a huge twist, and Netflix canceled it. So this is a
So it just ends with the bad guy winning.
Brutal. Like that
you know what he
fucking
doesn't
baseball
win?
season this year.
you know what he does? He doesn't win, but somehow there's a bad ghost, and I think he but there's a twist of the bad ghost.
Freddy Krueger.
Do you remember
Mhm.
Casper and the crush you had on Christina
Zool.
Ricci?
Oh, big Christina Ricci guy. Oh, back in the day. Loved
I said
me.
Zool was the bad ghost. I was a little
Zool.
late.
Zool.
Oh, is
That's
that
good. Zool
Superman?
counts. I'm counting. You know what, Andy, that was? That was good.
Ghostbusters.
That was good.
Oh shit!
Zool.
You know what, Mike? It's good is, and I'm gonna say my it's good is I'm probably gonna be upgrading this,
Oh.
but I've only seen 2 episodes so far. Is The Franchise on HBO or Max?
The franchise.
It's Armando Iannucci, the creator of Veep, and
Is this a sexy show?
Well, I don't know the show. I don't think.
wait, what's the show he did that's Veep like? But anyway, he also wrote The Death of Stalin,
Oh,
which is one of the
fantastic
hardest
film, yeah.
I've ever laughed at a movie. It's such a good movie, Armando Iannucci. So the franchise is about people who are working on a big franchise superhero movie, and it's just kind of think about
I've seen
the guy that created Veep. Now you're into that world. The characters you're off and running. There's relationships there. There's really great jokes in it. There's some very funny stuff in the first 2 episodes. The franchise.
All right, it's good, baby. It's good, Andy.
I'm gonna say, and it's maybe great because I laugh real hard. I'm gonna say, Triumph, the Insult Dogs coverage of the Trump rally at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, I did not see that, but
on the Daily Show.
I think I would enjoy that.
Man, you forget about Triumph, and then he comes back, and boy, he makes me laugh.
I love Triumph. I believe this is coming out on Election Day, so Jesus be
What
with us.
happened?
But I'm gonna be in a different country and maybe not coming
That's
back.
why you're going to Prague?
It is. I'll tell you this. It is getting to the point where I'm like, should we have been just making fun of these people and this guy the whole time? Because I'm starting to worry that it's like watching these guys march down the street and being like, look how funny they walk. All of a sudden, you're fucking getting pulled out of your house, thrown into a crate.
Revenge of the Nerds over here.
But
Planet of the Apes.
Triumph always gets me.
Triumph's good. Triumph's very Robert.
He's talking to this guy.
Schlegel.
He goes, "Can I tell you a Triumph joke?" He's talking to this guy, and he goes, "I don't think they should be calling you all Nazis. You're not Nazis. Nazis are in much better shape. Look at you. You're disgusting." It's very
Because I
fun.
look at you and I
It's
think the
very
price of groceries is not high enough.
That's exactly what he says. Did you see it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
man.
I gotta watch it.
It's
I gotta
very
watch
funny.
it.
He's funny.
He's good. He's good.
Also, the premise of it's, which sometimes I feel like we should explain all these, is everybody feels so pressured to only recommend great things. Oh, this is the best restaurant I've ever been to. This is the greatest show you've ever seen. But a lot of times, our whole lives are filled with it's goods. It's good is something you
It's
tell people
good.
to watch. It doesn't have to be all the best ever.
Doesn't have to be great. Can just be good.
Could be good.
Dude, it took
That's
me.
good enough.
I'm trying to buy a pair of gloves to go to Prague and London when
Yeah.
it's chilly.
What are you gonna do over there? OJ? What's going
It took
on?
me damn near a week to find gloves because I'm just Googling what's the best gloves.
Yeah, hard to do that. Google one doesn't let you know.
Well, you know what? I go on these Reddit threads.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. There's this thread on Reddit, which I'm going to recommend. I'm big on Reddit now that I've gotten rid of these social media apps. I'm on a hot streak of giving things
yeah?
an arrow up,
Got a
whatever
karma
that
streak
means.
going?
Karma Street.
The thread it's I think it's called Buy It for Life.
Okay.
So
like
you just
that.
go on there and it's like you go buy it for life and you go toaster. And then people are just in there being like, this is the best toaster. And they're not the most expensive things.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best ever. But then sometimes you'll run into something where I'm like, these people are like, these are the I've owned these gloves for 20 years. This company's this and somebody's that. And it's a pair of gloves that are $400.
Isotoners.
You just gotta
How
get
many glove
Was-
names, brand names can you
I was
guys?
trying to
mean,
think, was
that's
that
pretty
OJ?
good.
Isotoners. Was
Was
it
it-
OJ?
That
Maybe.
had to be the OJ glove.
Maybe that's
for
why
sure.
they became so
No,
famous.
not the murder glove, but was he the isotoner guy or was it just Dan Marino? Because Dan Marino did it in
Oh, like commercials?
in Ace Ventura.
Oh, I don't know.
I may be
Ah.
misremembering all
I
this.
think you just gotta go get the cheap gloves from Walmart. That you lose gloves. You know what I mean?
No, I
Get
don't lose.
some you're
You
not
lose gloves,
attached
man.
to.
Not if you
Why-
put some
if
money
you
into
don't
them. You
lose
take a little bit
gloves,
better care
Why
of them.
ain't you got gloves? You know what I'm saying? You lost some gloves.
I
Now
didn't
you need
lose
'em.
any gloves. You know what I got is I was just looking for a glove that one of these days I'm going to a cigar shop and everybody's like, you got to be dolled up. You can't be walking in there like a slut.
Oh.
So I'm trying to be dolled up. I
Yeah.
don't want to walk around
Put
with
those
just
red
these
circles on your
puffy
cheeks.
North Face jacket or gloves.
What are you gonna wear? A pea coat?
I do have a PT. I mean, I got to think about travel, packing, and
You got to
and
go
all.
to a hat store. You gotta
I
get
am going to a hat store. Did I tell you this?
Okay, no.
My friend
Speaking my
who
language
is
here.
from London planned out my whole. I got one full day in London and 2 half days, and he planned out the whole day in London. I started at the Churchill War Museum.
Okay.
Maybe good to research.
Winston's place.
Yeah, and then smoke some Winston Salems. And then go to this place. I got some fish and chips in there. I got a pub. I'm going to a
Okay.
pub.
Wow, you're a pub guy.
Big pub guy.
You gonna do a
I'm,
crawl?
I may do a pub crawl. Maybe some other Dodgers fans out there.
Yeah. I hope not. For your sake, I hope not.
Going to 3 cigar shops, and they're saying you got to be fancied up. You can't. Here's the thing. Will you ever do this
You
with
gotta have
someone?
gloves on in there.
Well, I'm gonna
Like
be
white
walking
gloves?
around in gloves.
Oh, okay.
You ever do this where someone like recommends a place and then they look you up and down and they go, you have to dress nice. Or this actually was the thing. He goes, you can't wear those.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, all right. I mean, I
Your
feel like there's
glasses?
other ways. Yeah. I had nipple clamps
You
on.
got to change some things. That feels like most of the times I come over to your house.
But one of the stores is, I go to a place. He's like, they make the hats. They look at your head. They measure your head.
Ooh.
I may
Do they do
go.
a suggestion of like this style hat will go
That's
good with
what
your
I
face
want.
shape?
That's what I want. Because I'm telling you, if I get a guy, what I
if
want
they're
is
like
like
a
I
LA
want an
Dodgers hat would
old
be
guy
the
with a
best.
tape measure around his neck to tell me what hat I'm gonna look good in,
Yeah.
and he's gonna sell me a hat that day.
Wow. I can't
don't
wait
care
for
what
this.
kind it is.
You
I'm
gotta get a
buying
box.
whatever this old guy says.
As a guy that wore fun hats, you're not going to want to wear that on a plane. You're going to want to get a box because you're not, or else it's just going to sit on your lap for the whole flight back.
well, I
I'm
put it
telling
over
you.
my eyes. Maybe I get a cowboy
Nah,
hat.
I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you, dude. You got
Tip
if,
it over the
if you're
eyes.
getting a hat like that, get a box so you can put it in the overhead bin. You're not going to want it because you can't sit. You can't sit back.
What if I get the Peaky Blinders type hat, but not so
And
puffy?
you're
I
fine,
think
but
this
if you-
guy's going to a hat store. I think it's not a question if he's getting a box or not. This hat is coming with a box.
This
It
hat's
better
coming in a
come.
He's
box.
measuring
better
his
come.
head. This
This
hat's coming with
in
a
a
if
box.
they give it to you in a bag, get a box. That's all I'm
No
saying.
way, dude. This is,
Get a
this
box,
is a
dude.
hat box store if I've ever heard of. This may be just selling hat boxes.
I mean, you're talking to LA's #1 hat guy. I have that title. And I'm telling you, you're going to need a box. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, what if we all get Dodgers World Series hats?
Oh yeah, that's
Huh?
cool.
This is how I know that
That's
you guys,
cool. I'll get one.
you don't know ball. Nothing is uglier than the World Series apparel that teams put out. It's
haven't
the
even
most
seen it come out yet.
atrocious, gaudy, across the board.
Here's the thing.
Across the fucking board.
I'm doing a bit about the World Series hat, but I've already perused because I got a little Dodgers fan in there, and I'm gonna get her a thing. The Dodgers World Series shirts are, may I say, fire.
Yeah, you know
They
what?
look great.
Let me be the judge of that because
You're being mid
I
right
can
now.
already disagree. Don't you know what? You've got 2 kids. You've learned 3 words from them, and I don't want you using them on the podcast. What do we got to close it down with here? A little. Could
well,
you
we
rather?
got 2 things left. Which one should we do? We got a mom text story, and we got a could you rather.
Oh, we can do them both. The mom text story, just a conversation is I gotta tell you, is this just me? That could be the segment. Is this just me?
I'll get you a little sound cue there.
No.
There you go.
I don't think it needs a sound cue. We don't do sound cues for anything else.
Well, I'm trying to get it going. I'm trying to get it started.
You don't even
here.
know what you pushed.
I hit record scratch. I'm not good with
Oh, that's
knowing
pretty
what I'm
good.
pushing. You know?
Here's the thing. I get a mom text every once in a while. I love my mom, and we're cool. But every once in a while, I'll get a text, and I'll know from the first sentence or less if I need to keep reading it.
Okay.
And I got a text, and it starts with, I had a dream last night, and she's no Martin Luther King over here.
Okay.
And I don't even read the text. I can see that my daughter's name is in it, and I can see that there's some. And I was like, I'm not doing that because my mom is big on this thing where I've had these conversations. It's like I had a dream about this, this, and this, and I'm like, Mom, you're not seeing the future. There's not Matt. She's like, it's more than a dream. It's a feeling. One time when I was a kid, she said she had a dream that a blue car kidnapped me.
Okay.
She's going to work.
Yeah.
And she goes, Tommy, I had a dream last night that a blue car kidnapped you.
Okay.
And then basically it was just like, so look out.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I can't believe it's what, this lady telling me her dreams. It's crazy. The next thing you know, I'm outside, I'm playing in the front yard with some friends, and I'm looking at every single, is this fucking blue? Is this one? Is this the end of my day? So it prompts unnecessary fear.
Or she saved you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't kidnapped. That's I was out there, baby. No blue cars got me.
That's what I'm saying. She helped you.
Or maybe it happens while I'm in Prague.
Oh.
But I guess
we'll say when it happens.
Is there? Do you get any kind of brand
Give me
of
back
text?
my friend. That's what me and Alex after they take you.
Give me back. I have a.
Oh, how fun would that be?
I have
You
a
guys get to
special
go
set
to
of
Prague and
skills.
hunt for my kidnapper.
That'll be fun.
But do you guys do you get mom texts like that where you maybe you don't stop reading it or maybe but you're like, I'm in trouble, I'm in a conversation or something's gone wrong here.
Well,
and I can
Alex,
tell by
I
the
don't
beginning.
know how freely Alex can speak. His mom's a big fan of the podcast.
Well, I'll tell you.
I told my mom we say the F word sometimes, so she's not interested.
I'll tell you a text I got from my mom. My mom texted me the other day. She goes, "Do you watch The Lincoln Lawyer yet?" And
I love The Lincoln Lawyer.
Well,
Me and Sharon Stone are on the same
this
page.
is great news because I go, I have not watched The Lincoln Lawyer. And she goes, anyone you know watch The Lincoln Lawyer yet?
Let her know.
And I don't know. I'll ask around. She goes, last episode confused me. So, Andy, if you could explain, not now, but just, I don't know.
I mean, I got to get to it. I'm behind.
Let my
season
mom
4
know.
just came out, and I didn't realize season 3 came out, so I'm a bit behind.
Okay, you need to catch up because I think my mom is fully caught up and the last episode confused her. She needs to know what's going on.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Tommy, but I could never not read a message from my mom because my mom does a thing. I don't know if you guys' mom do, but my mom follows up.
Yeah.
You're not ignoring a text from my mom. She's bringing it up till you talk about it.
Because my mom will hit you with like the like emojis that are very passive aggressive.
Yeah.
They're,
it's also a ticking clock when my mom sends me a text message until she's worried about me if I don't get back.
She hit me with that hello, to give me a second hello. I mean, it's just
I get some of those follow-ups. I don't get I think my mom knows the messages she can follow up was like, hey, I mailed the girls their presents. Did you get them? I haven't gotten them. And then she'll go, did you get them yet? It says they'll be there tomorrow. And I'm like, I mean, it feels like we gotta be on the same page here. You just said they're coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I think your mom, probably firing off a lot of texts because she's met you before. You know what I mean? I think she's just got to be a volume shooter with this. Just make sure you're seeing these as they come in. What's this could you rather we got on?
We got a could you rather.
What are you looking for over there? Darwin's just click-clacking around over here.
Oh, you know what? I put in I got a laugh of the week here. I'm just gonna get out of the way. Did we do this laugh of the week last time? Anyway, I have I think on the roads, I just think people should drive in a considerate way to other drivers.
Sure.
I would say one of the best drivers in Los Angeles, and I'm also good at judging of are you being selfish right now? Did you make an honest mistake? You know
Judge,
what I mean?
Jury, executioner, and the best.
So when you're turning left and people are coming straight and the light goes from green to yellow to red, on yellow, I think we got 2 cars that can keep going through yellow, but at some point you got to stop on the red,
right? So
people can turn left, or now I'm blocking the other people.
Yeah.
So this is my laugh of the week. Is one day, a guy does the thing where I'm about to turn left. He runs a red light, so he comes by me, and I have a bottle of water, and I just slosh it all over his car, right? So then that made me think of the time.
Best driver in LA.
Best number one.
That made me think of the time that I had a
milkshake,
smart water with a sport cap on it. And this guy,
Sport
I'm
mode.
about to turn left. He runs through a red light. And he goes right by my car, and I tip my sport cap over, and I squeeze the bottle, and a steady stream of water comes out, and it hits the windshield as he's traveling. It hits the windshield. Now it's in his car, and then I hear it splat on his forehead, and it made me laugh so hard in the moment. It made me laugh so hard thinking about it yesterday. I just basically buzzed his whole top of his head, but you could hear it just go right on the top of his head as he drove by.
I don't think in good conscience we can let this be your laugh of the week.
Do you know what happened? If that happens to you, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
You knew what happened.
This is my favorite part.
Like, "Ah."
You definitely don't expect it. I'll tell you that much. It's so fun.
Number one driver, number one guy.
Great aim. But could you rather? Here's where we give two hypothetical scenarios, and you pick which one you could do, and you explain how we do. We're fresh off this hot Dodgers World Series, baby. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers 2024 World Series champions. Andy and I couldn't be happier.
Dodgers.
Boo.
Give me a D. Did they do that?
You got your D. You got your D.
Here's the could you rather. Could you sneak into the World Series? And I'm not buying this ladder bullshit that these people on the internet say. I think it's fake. Sneak into the World Series or pretend to work at a job for a week. You go in 8 to 5 every day and pretend to work there.
I 100% could do both of these things. So
I'm going to give you 0 chance of sneaking into the World Series. And I'm going to need an explanation on the job.
We all met a guy and know a guy that has snuck in, to multiple. And his thing is a bag of ice. You just get a bag of ice and you just walk in confident. He's like, I've never been stopped.
You know when he's most confident is when he's telling those stories.
Who does this?
Brant Tobler.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I tell you, not a bit. I don't know what kind of stuff he has recorded
online.
online.
Him get into an Ice Cube concert without a ticket.
That guy is. Yeah. Here's the thing
World Series of concerts.
He has so many great stories, and some of them in sneaking into places. When you hear him tell these stories, he tells them great. I think if he has to talk to somebody with a bag of ice, he does it. I don't think that you possess the same quality that he does. You're not just walking in to somewhere with a bag of ice. Where you've been to Dodger Stadium, where in Dodger Stadium does someone not scan a pass or ticket?
Well, I'm not getting there when you're getting there. I'm getting there early with the ice. If I wait that long, it's going to be melted. Everyone's going to stop me walking in with a bag of water. Of course, I can't
believe you would go to a World Series game at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Your views.
I want you to know I can do this. I will never do this.
You could never do it.
I will never.
How
do
could
it.
you work in a job for a week?
Well, I'll tell you this. I've worked at multiple jobs where I was supposed to be there, and there's so many people in the office that know it's like.
What job?
There's
what job are you going to pick to work for a week?
I'll pick any production office in Los Angeles and just go and sit in an empty office and no one will say anything to me. I guarantee it.
You have to have an ID to get on the lot. You have to be on a list to get on.
No, you don't. Most of these offices, you don't.
Small ones,
no one is checking. No one is checking. Especially because
also
people
you're
are
in a
working from
random
home.
building.
People I in LA spin in a circle and then throw a rock and you're going to hit a production office. So many people work from home now. You never know who works on the show you're on or whatever. Without question, I could.
Which one are you doing?
I'm going to work at a place, and I'm going to work at a bookstore. I'm just going to be walking around. Can I help you find anything? Can I help you? I'm going to wear khakis. I'm going to wear whatever color shirt their employees wear.
My thing I worry about that because there's probably only one other person working.
Also, and you're just a guy at the bookstore. What I mean,
I'm gonna be stacking books.
You got to get in the back.
You got to be
reorganizing stuff.
You got to be behind the counter at some point and ringing people up.
I'll be like, you want me to grab this one? I'll say I'm from the other location. They sent me over for the day.
So you're going to
so you're not going to Mom and Pop. You're going to Barnes and Nobles. You're going to dress like them.
Mom and Pop's just got like 3 locations.
But
here
she knows you're not Pop.
Yeah.
I'm over at the Glendale one. You ain't Pop. So
I'm at the Glendale one. It's a bitch to drive over here. They never been over to Glendale.
People go to Glendale, Andy. Don't be talking shit about Glendale. People go to Glendale, all right? People are going over there.
A lot of Dodgers flags in Glendale.
Well,
I'm going to use my knowledge of when my friends worked at Domino's when I was in high school, and I hung out there so much people just thought I worked there. I'm buying a Domino's shirt on eBay, and I'm going to put on whatever pants they wear, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to make pizzas and I'm gonna take phone calls, and I'm gonna play the whole like my paperwork hasn't. What do you mean?
Mhm.
You know, Bob said I'll come in tomorrow, and then we'll figure this out at the end of the week. They're gonna be like, oh shit, this guy may be working for free, and I'm gonna be damn good at that job too.
You know what else I just realized I could do? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm buy a lawnmower and just start cutting people's grass.
That's
people's
not working
grass?
at a place.
That's working at a place.
no, that doesn't count. It's
Someone
gotta be.
cuts your grass.
gotta
You
be
come out, you
4
see me cutting the grass. You think that I just work for the people that cut the grass?
It's gotta be 4 walls. We gotta be at a place.
This is God's walls, baby. I'm
I
outside.
might play for the Clippers. You know, I'll just show up at
Okay.
the gym.
Yeah.
I got the gear on.
Like that Klay Thompson guy.
Yeah, I'm on the practice team. Yeah,
You just run out there confident with the
yeah,
right
I'm new
energy.
on the practice team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the G.
You're not very good. That's why they picked me. They're
I
trying
was
to
just
build
telling
you
you
guys'
something like
confidence.
Alex Caruso has trouble. I think it was talking with Sam. Alex Caruso or JJ Barrera. JJ Barea would have trouble getting into arenas on teams that he played for because he's such a small, dirty player.
No. I think I could get it. I mean, it's all about confidence.
I don't know that we're getting into these stadiums
It's about
now.
confidence and ice.
By the
Those are
time
two
those
things
places
you
are open, they know they're not. Who ordered 1 bag of ice?
I'll have
That's
2 bags,
bananas.
one on each shoulder.
Yeah, you have to have 2. That way, it's ridiculous for them to ask you to get your ID out.
Yeah. I'll have a lanyard on backwards.
come on.
And
What was that?
Darwin's tail hit my LaCroix. That's
Okay.
classic Darwin behavior. But yeah, I could do both of these. I'll never do the Dodger one, but I could do both of these.
I mean, you have a chance next year when they go back to the World Series.
If
Well, I
they
hope
go
so.
back to the World Series,
I'll be rooting for them.
I'll sneak in and I'm throwing away all the baseballs. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting there early. I'm throwing away all the baseballs so no one can watch.
Oh, lost the Sphere's in. The
Go-
Sphere's the
go to
Dodgers.
hell,
Oh, look
Sphere.
at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Go to hell, Sphere. Jimmy Dolan owns the Sphere. He's a New York guy. What the fuck is he doing? You know what? I got to talk to a lot of
you
people.
think Jimmy Dolan's going to make sound
No
decisions when
one-
it comes to sports?
Gets it. That's the problem. Nobody gets it but me. All right, Andy, you got any tour dates coming up here?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be in Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm going to be in Portland at Helium, and I'm going to be somewhere else in Oregon. I don't remember
Supporting
where.
the troops.
Chinook wins. Oh, and I'll be supporting the troops. I'll be being a hero the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks of November.
So if you are a troop or you know a troop, let them know.
Let them
Andy's
know.
coming. Yeah,
I'm coming.
Andy's on the way.
See you.
Bye.